All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic. Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network. We are broadcasting on ESPN Richmond 106.1, 5 to 7 a.m. Daily, as well as International Business Coach Radio. That is Saturdays, 10 a.m. in the East. We're also on CW Richmond TV every Wednesday and Friday. This is hands down the best business radio program. Hey, we got friends of the family came back in. We got something new and exciting going on. The lady from Shalom Farms is in here. Hold up, ladies, 1 second. Well, we spared no expense here. Already, well, we've had a conversation about, keeping things rolling. Yes. All right, so let's talk about who you guys are and what you do.
Yeah, we are Shalom Farms. We're a nonprofit farm and food justice organization. We run 2 farms in Powhatan and in the north side of Richmond. We grow over 100 tons of produce every year, and we distribute it throughout the city. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a big number.
It is. It's a big number.
Really? Alrighty. So, Randy, what part do you play?
I am actually the director of development. So
You're the person that's asking for the money.
I'm the person asking for the money.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why we're here today.
It is.
And one of them, we always talk about nonprofits. I always say, changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. So money got to change hands somewhere, and supporters have to make things happen. You guys are growing all this food. It needs to get to a place. We're here to talk about your organization as a whole, but also about this van thing that we're here to talk about.
Yeah, so it actually needs to get to multiple places. We run multiple markets, about 3 a day, Tuesday through Friday, starting in May all the way through early December. And so right now we've got 1 van and 1 truck that do that work, and our truck is
one last leg
on its last axle, as we would say, because it's a truck. So we are raising money to buy another van so we can keep those markets going.
We actually have 2 generous donors that have agreed to match donations up to $37,500, which will not only buy us that new van, but also outfit it and help us set up everything for the markets.
So let's really talk about that. Is a lot of people can't get to you, can't get to the farms, which would be perfect because then you would need that. But now you guys have to take what you grow and get it to the people who are most in need of that. And now the truck helps you guys get there.
That's exactly right. So we take the markets out to the East End, to North Side, and to South Side. And so, folks can't all come to the farm. The Powhatan farm isn't really accessible by public transportation. And so this allows us to grow all that produce and then get it out to folks where they are at prices that they can afford.
All right, ladies, we've had a conversation. We're here before. Rainey, and are you back from the Ronald McDonald? What is the draw to nonprofit work for you? It's not made for everybody, but it's like when you guys get a taste of it, you're there forever.
I would say that I went into it because I really see gaps that need to be filled in the community. I love my neighbors and I want everyone to have everything that they need. And so, Shalom Farms in particular, fresh food is really kind of top of needs for health, for just personal enjoyment.
Yeah, for me, it's that I've worked in nonprofits my whole career, and it really is that I'm the kid of an immigrant. I was the kid of a single parent for a really long time, and you realize pretty early that the world is not made for everyone, that it's designed for certain people. And nonprofits are a place where you can try to make the world work for everybody. And that's what justice work is, and that's what I love to do. And so to Rainey's point, food's a real basic one. No one should have to worry about where they get quality, fresh food.
How about, so now we're coming, last time you were here, we were sort of smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. How are people doing out there now? Or people, I don't know, people are still struggling.
The whole time, right? Yeah, folks are still struggling, and folks are struggling now. But I think what we're seeing, is what we're all seeing, is that the world is opening up a little bit. People are coming out. And folks want to get out of their house. They want to be able to go out and shop and do the things that we would all do on the day to day. And so that's why the markets are so important. They're gathering spaces for people, a place where folks can get together, can get what they need, and really start to rebuild our sense of community, which is something we all kind of lost when we were all shut up in our houses.
Yeah, and that was the thing. So you think people are more rainy? You've been doing the development thing a long time. So there was life pre-pandemic, and it was hard then.
Yeah.
What's it like now on the ask side as far as development goes for nonprofits?
I think what I've seen is kind of a trend of everyone feels like now they've seen how hard it can be. Everyone has like a collective understanding of just what can happen when you lack things. And I think that there's kind of a more of a broader understanding of just how much we all have to give. And I think, especially and from a community perspective, you find just like an abundance within that community, and everybody wants to take part in giving to each other and making sure that everyone within that community in that village has everything they need. And so I think just from what I've seen, I think while the need is also growing, I think the generosity and the willingness to help out that need is also growing.
I think one of the things is before the haves, there never really has been a time, something where the haves and the have-nots were affected.
Mhm.
It's
Same.
at
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
time. This time, the world stopped, and
Right.
everybody, whether you had money, you didn't have money,
Mhm.
the world, your circumstances may have changed, but in reality, everybody was in the same boat, sitting at home,
Yep.
trying to
That's right.
figure this thing out. And so when you're talking to sponsors about it, and we're going to show some love to your sponsors, talk about what that means to them to support an organization like yours that really makes a difference to like the most basic thing, which is food to a person.
Yeah, I think folks are a part of what Shalom Farms does because they do really connect to the mission. Everyone really understands how basic and important quality fresh food is. And I think, something like the pandemic is a big reminder that we're all in this together, and folks are committed. It's like, just because the pandemic's over doesn't mean that folks don't still need what they need, and they're sticking around, and we're still plugging away at what is a pretty big problem.
So you guys have two of your gala, what's it called?
Savor Shalom.
Savor Shalom. And you said the popularity of that is it's just about sold out.
Yeah, it is. It is about sold out. And it'll be on May 6th. And we have chefs and restaurant partners from around Richmond cook dishes with our produce, in kind of a gala on the farm setting.
Okay, want to give a shout out to the restaurants?
Oh my goodness, yes. So we have
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
It's like we just can't forget anyone.
I
I
know.
know.
Right. We have Alewife, we have Odyssey, we have Southbound, we have Heritage, we have Everyday Gourmet, we have Happy Hand Pies.
Happy hand pies.
I know. They're like little empanada pie things. They look spectacular. I'm very excited. Oh my goodness.
Are they ladies in a food truck?
I don't think so.
Okay, sorry.
Sub Rosa, we have
Mhm.
RVA Street Foodies.
I think that was
That
it.
feels right.
That feels right. So when they come on board to help out, it just adds additional flair, favor to an event that's important. Talk about what that means to them, that they're playing a part in something that's really big, because that funds you guys for the year, big part of that, correct?
Yeah, it's our largest event fundraiser of the year. And their partnership really does kind of help us showcase exactly what we're trying to do in the community, what fresh produce means for the variety of the things that you can eat, the health of a meal, everything. I mean, I think it really opens up just that visual of exactly what it means to put the fresh produce into the food that you're eating.
One of the things we talk about, and these are terms that really have come up recently, like the whole food desert thing, healthy foods. It's hard when you look at people needing that and it's not available. And next thing you know, they go to the dollar store and they get some things, or a store and get some things to fill their kids up. It's not good, healthy food. So, what you guys are doing is important. So let's go back to this thing with the truck. With on the last axle. That's a good one. I hadn't thought about that, but we always gonna say on the last leg. But yeah, the importance of that. All right, so you have a person who will match donations.
There are two people.
Two
actually.
Two people. Up
Okay.
to
37,500.
All righty, and how long have you guys been on the campaign for the new vehicle? I noticed maybe 2 months now.
Oh, no.
No, I think we found out about the match gifts mid-March. And so I think we put it out there to our supporters, and I would say maybe the 20th-ish.
So it's been out there for a couple weeks at this
Oh,
point.
really?
Yeah.
We have raised 20% of the funding we need. So there's about 12,000 raised, so 12,000 matched. So 24,000.
When you look at having to, that's a good part. That's a good thing. Somebody's you really have an impact when, what was it like when you got the person saying, hey, I'm gonna match this for you guys? That's a heavy lift, and all of a sudden somebody's saying, I support you guys, and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we know in nonprofits is that anytime there's somebody who's willing to match the money raised, we have a huge leverage point. It goes so much further. It gets folks excited about being a part of something they know is going to be funded in full, because there's match funds to meet whatever thing that they put into that pot. So anytime we're able to find or connect with a partner or a donor who's willing to do matching as we raise money, that's a huge, huge gift.
So when you were here before, you were new to what's it look like now with that much time in the rear view mirror?
Well, it's been 9 months in the rearview mirror. And I still feel new, but I will say that we have spent the last 6 months doing a brand new strategic plan for Shalom Farms that we're really excited about. Really thinking about how we don't just participate in our food ecosystem, but how we work with our partners and the folks who are connected to us to really transform our ecosystem in Richmond, our food ecosystem. And so, yeah, I think right now what I feel is energized and excited and grateful to be in this work with the people I'm in the work with. Still a little green, but feeling more a part of all of it every day.
What is, from a cultural standpoint, and we had talked about before, your position, how do you set culture in an organization that's a winning, because you guys not only have your people who work for the nonprofit, sort of the backbone a lot of the times is the nonprofit people who support your supporters. Talk about how you set the culture that really celebrates them.
Yeah.
I think what we've been trying to do is really, I guess going back to this whole idea of community, is that we're all part of the same community and that we're taking care of each other. And I think, from where we sit, we're just trying to coalesce the whole system. We're not coming in and doing something. We're lifting everything up and doing it together.
So you guys help individuals, but you also help food pantries, correct?
That's correct.
Talk about the scope of what people just know you guys as the food people.
Yeah, or the farm.
The farm.
Yeah.
You're just those guys.
I mean, there's nothing just about farming. It's real hard work and it's real incredible what we're able to grow. But then, yes, we also make sure that it gets out to the folks that need it where they are. So we do that through partnerships with what we call our nutrition distribution pantries, our food pantries. Those are folks that are either doing groceries or prepared meals that people can come through and pick up for free. So some of those partners look like St. Thomas, across the street from us where our office is, Ginter Park United Methodist Church, UGK Community First, Feed More. All those folks receive produce directly from us to give away for free. And then we also have partnerships with clinical partners to do produce RX work. So those are partnerships where folks basically receive a subscription to a box of fresh veggies that's connected to their clinician or their health clinic, where they can check out their health outcomes and sort of be coached through a program where they're getting food as medicine and looking at their health and outcomes as a result of that. We do food skills classes. So folks, we partner with different community centers, places like Peter Paul, for example, to host cooking classes where folks learn food skills and also get to take home a box of fresh veggies. And they usually cook a meal that then involves those veggies. And then we do our mobile markets, which, are what we're talking about today as we talk about the van, although the van will be used to help deliver produce in all of those ways. But the mobile markets really are our main direct to customer distribution of our produce. And we sell that at a donor subsidized rate to folks in all of the neighborhoods I mentioned before.
So it is South Side. Where are you located in the locations where you are?
So that's such a great question, and I won't be able to name them all because there's like 6.
No. Okay, so when you do but you guys don't do like the farmers market.
It basically, yeah, we're not going to farmers markets, right? But we are going to sites. So that, to your point, it's places like elementary schools, housing developments.
Oh, so
those
you don't
types
go
of
to the
things.
same place every time.
Every week we go to the same place, but the sites will be different depending on the neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. How can people find out where you're going to be at? See, that's one good question.
Finalizing that schedule.
And it will be online.
It'll be online. It'll be posted on our social medias, and we should have that within the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Really quickly, one last time, how can people find information about one, the van, and two, Shalom Farms as a whole?
I would visit our website, shalomfarms.org, or our social medias. We're on Facebook and we are on Instagram and LinkedIn. We also have kind of the starts of what we're really excited about on YouTube. We'll be building out a resource library with food skills videos and farm education.
Okay. One of the things I always ask and think about is people who knew you guys as little kids, young girls, would they be shocked that you went into the nonprofit world?
100% no.
Yes.
So they would not be shocked.
No. Mm-mm.
100% yes. I was going to be a movie star or an author or something.
Okay, so let's examine that.
Oh, let's not.
So
You said no hard questions.
So what was the turning point to go from? Were you a ham as a kid?
I was.
Okay.
To be honest, I still am.
Okay. It helps when you're asking people for money.
It does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nanette, sure, she gets mad at me. I joke with her. I'm like, oh, you're shaking people down. And no, she's just like, Mike, I can't stand that. You're hugging people and the money is falling out their pockets. But no, so shout out to Nanette, sure, out there correcting me with that one. What was it from that world, and what was the thing that changed you to go over to?
So I actually started volunteering when my kids were really young. And so I got to kind of see the opportunities to help in a way that was meaningful to the skills that I had. And so when offered the crossroads of, do I use my very extroverted personality for me, or do I use my very extroverted personality for my community? I chose my community, and I always will. So.
And that worked. And so you started there. And when did you realize this is my thing? How long did it take?
For fundraising in general, or for Shalom Farms?
For fundraising in general.
I think the moment I started volunteering doing it, I realized that I know there's someone out there that wants to say yes, and I want to find the person that does.
That's it. So the idea now is to find people to say yes to help get this van.
That's right.
Alrighty, one last time, people finding and matching. Shout out to the anonymous donors.
That's right.
Those are people making a difference who don't want limelight and fanfare.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So as much, we're gonna give you some anonymous light and fanfare. So wait 1 second here, so we can give them the. Yes. Shout out to you guys out there making a difference. All right, ladies, it's always a pleasure. You know where we are. Veterans, family members. You guys, we left the light on for you. So Shalom Farms out there doing amazing things in the community. Anything want to let our listeners know before we go? Is it?
I was like, I think
You're
we
very
covered it.
thorough.
Yeah.
That's it. You guys always got some great things happening. Alrighty, so Savor.
That's right. So we've got Savor Shalom, which is happening on May 6th, and there's
Mm-hmm.
just a few tickets left. So if you're listening and you want to rush for it, go ahead.
Get the
It'll be a
tickets.
good time. And then this is our big spring fundraiser to raise money for this van and get out there in the mobile markets. And you should see us out there in just less than a month.
There you go. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been on the mic with Mike King here. Ladies, thank you from Shalom Farms. What you guys are doing is amazing. We got to run. As I always say, make sure you take a listen to our sponsors and advertisers because they help us stay on the air. The microphone ain't free, plus my grandkids need stuff. So yeah, they really do. I was instructed by my wife to make sure I get that part in. All righty, yes, baby, I'm on the way home. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Now, see you.